Good morning, this is Kasturi De. Today I am going to start with the question answer section on the reproduction in plants. Okay, so let me start with first is the fill in the blanks. So the reproductive cells, sex cells, are known as gametes. The multiple fission occurs in certain algae such as chlorella and chlamydomonas. Dash propagation takes place in plants which do not produce seeds, that is vegetative propagation. Dash are the organs of vegetative propagations in potato, that is the eyes. Sugarcane and pineapple plants are grown by the method cutting. In grafting, a stem cutting called scion from one plant is attached and tied to the root system called the stalk of the another plant. Tissue culture is also called micropropagation. Sepals protect the flower in the bud stage. The male reproductive part of a flower is called the androecium. Complete flowers are also called bisexual or hermaphrodite flowers. The single cell formed after fertilization is called the zygote. Next is the fruit is a ripened ovary that contains one or more seeds. Then water, a suitable temperature and oxygen are required for the seeds to germinate. During unfavorable conditions, some organisms develop a thick protective covering called cyst around themselves. The small outgrowth arising from the yeast cell is called a bud. The gynoecium consists of stigma, style, and ovary. Pollination takes place between two flowers present on two separate parent plants and is called cross-pollination. The process by which a dormant embryo becomes active and grows into a new plant is known as germination. The stalk of the flower is called the pedicel. The stamens consist of filaments and anther. The dash, and dash are the commonest method of artificial propagation, that is cutting, layering, and grafting are the commonest methods of artificial propagation. Vallisneria flowers are pollinated by water. Zygote divides and grows into an embryo. Next is sugarcane and rose are propagated by stem cuttings. Cherry, jasmine, and grapevine are propagated by layering. Grafting is often employed to get improved varieties of mango and apples and mangoes. Flowers of insect-pollinated plants contain nectar to attract insects. Okay. So next we come to choose the correct option. First is bacteria reproduce by binary fission, budding, grafting, or layering. They reproduce by binary fission. Dahlia propagates by means of stems, root, leaf, or flower by root. Filaments and anthers are parts of calyx, corolla, carpel, or stamens. It's the stamens. Artificial pollination is also called grafting, hybridization, layering, or budding. It is by hybridization. Male and female gametes fuse to form zygote, cotyledon, stegmen, or radicle. It is through zygote. The simple division of an organism into two smaller daughter cells of roughly equal size is called binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, or budding by binary fission. Next is, which of these can be represented by its stem? Carrot reproduced. Which of these can be reproduced by its stems? Carrot, bryophyllum, rose, or papaya? It is carrot. Next is incomplete flower with only androecium is known as hermaphrodite flower, pistillate flower, bisexual or staminate flower. It is staminate flower. Flowers which have all the four walls are called neutral flowers, staminate flowers, incomplete flowers, or complete flowers. It is complete flowers. Next is, which of the following is an artificial process? Binary fission, budding, grafting, or fragmentation? It is grafting. In cross-pollination, pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower, another flower of the same plant, flower of another flower of the different species, flower of another plant of same species. It is the flower of another plant of the same species. A pollen tube grows through a filament, style, anther, or ovary. It is through style. Seeds are produced from anthers, ovules, pollen grains, or eggs through ovules. Fertilization takes place inside the ovary, ovule, ovum, or gynoecium, inside the ovule. A plant embryo consists of cotyledon, an embryonal axis, plumule and radicle, plumule and cotyledons, embryonal axis and radicle. The first is the answer, that is cotyledons and embryonal axis. Next we come to the answer in one word. Okay. So the method of reproduction that occurs in amoeba and paramecium, that is binary fission. Second is an organism that reproduces by spore formation, rhizopus. A plant reproducing by adventitious buds on the margin of their leaves, bryophyllum. A plant propagated by grafting, that is rose. The female reproductive part of a flower, that is gynoecium. The result of fusion of two gametes, that is zygote. The type of reproduction seen in yeast plant, that is budding. The basal swollen part of the pistil, that is known as ovary. The agent of pollination which helps to pollinate wheat flowers, that is wind. Next we come to write true and false. Okay. So sexual reproduction involves the fusion of an egg cell and a male gamete. That is true because egg cell is the female gamete. And male gamete is the the pollen grains I told you. So the egg cell is the female gamete and the male gamete is fusing with the female gamete to produce the sexual reproduction. Second is the development of a new plant from the vegetative part of the flowering plant is known as fragmentation. False, it's vegetative propagation. Next is a whole new plant can grow from the eye of a potato tuber. That is true. Next is cutting, layering are natural methods of asexual reproduction. That's false. Artificial sexual reproduction, that is a male, it is artificial sexual reproduction, not natural methods of asexual reproduction. Artificial asexual reproduction, that is cutting and layering. Then a male gamete travels down the pollen tube and fuses with the egg cell inside an ovule. That's true. Okay, let me stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the questions in my next video. Please go through this and the text videos also. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box, and you can also write in my email ID. And if you have liked the videos, press the like button to get the so that I can produce some more enthusiastic videos and interesting videos for you. And if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.